center stage, it's the Raiders' rocket arm quarterback. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball. 4 touchdown throws. It's the Raiders and the Saints. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
This will be fielded inside the 5. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by their quarterback at 6'2" out of Auburn. It's Jarrett Stidham.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
Last week's game.
Good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
You got the win, so you got to give him another chance?
Give him another shot.
All right, I think the ratio is pretty good. He'll try to eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
Stidham's throw complete here to Waller. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And even 20 yards on first down on the game's very first play. Now, first carry for the former Pro Bowler, Josh Jacobs. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Second down, Jacobs once more. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 15 carries, 54 yards.
They're coming off of back-to-back wins, and I think a lot of credit belongs to this guy right here because, to me, he's not only carried his weight, he's carried a few other guys along as well. He's helped draw defensive attention away from not just him, but open things up for his teammates, too. So if this winning streak is going to continue to have some legs to it, he has to remain effective and put together another one.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Davante Adams. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders are on the board first here this afternoon. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And Davante Adams able to finish things with a touchdown reception. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Now here come the Saints about to begin their first possession, and the man in charge of this offense, his 8th season now in the NFL, former #1 pick, Jameis Winston.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going to the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 18 carries, 106 yardage-wise, and the score as well.
I think he's exactly where he wants to be coming into a game, partner, because he has to still be riding the momentum from last week when he broke the century mark in rushing and had one of his best individual efforts in the season. I would expect there was more from him on the way after that type of a game, and I know his teammates and coaches, they feel exactly the same way.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Jameis to throw it. There's Chris Olave.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards on the play. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 41. Dwayne Washington, his first carry. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Working out of the gun, Winston. Targeting Thomas on the out route, making the catch. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 22-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. On 1st, here's Washington. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. From the 16, Winston. Man, and he hits him in stride. And the Saints are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Now a 1st carry for their fullback. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Good solid gain on 1st down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Trying to pound it in with Washington. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year and 4th overall. And the Saints are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Let's go on the extra point. And we are tied at 7. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. 2nd drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And they are winners of 2 straight games as they've climbed back to 500 now on the season.
And you and I both know that this can be a tough team to figure out sometimes, because I remember a few weeks ago you and I having a conversation where we both thought that this was a season that could get away from them pretty quickly. Obviously not.
Stidham sets to throw on 1st. Looking deep for Adams. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this 1st quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Carlson on for the PAT. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the 1st quarter. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Fielded right around the 8. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. And they are over 500 for the season, 4-3. They got back above 500 with a victory last week. And, Charles, you think this is a very important week for them, do you not?
I certainly do, because when you start to do the math, and yes, I'm using my fingers to count. If you're 4-4 at the midway point, let's say you're saying 10 wins is your cutoff time for a playoff berth. It's usually right around that number. A loss here, all of a sudden you got to go 6-2 down the stretch just to reach 10 wins. That means this game is vital.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To throw, Winston. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. On second down, Winston again. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. On the move past the 40. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a run up the middle with Washington. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you got a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Staying on the ground with Washington. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Through one quarter, 14-7, our score. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it 2nd and 7. They'll try to throw now. Winston toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. From the gun, Winston to the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And now the 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
The kick by Lutz is good. And they'll cut the leg back down to 4th down with 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Out comes Devontae Adams in the offense for their next drive. He has certainly made the most of his catches so far, both of them going for touchdowns here in half number 1.
And we've never met a team that doesn't talk about getting off to a fast start and featuring guys that they want to have the ball early. We're seeing both of those come into play here. Off to an incredible start, got their feature guy going, and now everyone else should have opportunities.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. It's a jet sweep. This is Renfro. And some room to maneuver. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Hunter Renfro, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
Carlson now to add the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Some more great football coming your way in prime time to wrap up the month of October. It starts tonight. Could it be a Super Bowl preview? The Packers and Bills from Buffalo at 8:20 Eastern. And then tomorrow, Halloween night, Monday Night Football, the Bengals and Browns from Cleveland. and how this game has changed in importance in recent years. That starts at 8:15 Eastern.
They go play action. Winston. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack.
Give that sack to the linebacker, Jayon Brown. So now after the sack, Winston and the Saints needing to figure out what to do. Tough play, 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
These two offenses have gone up and down the field so far in the first half. Finally, I say, here's a stop on 3rd down.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
Abdullah to return.
We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10.
So here are the Raiders now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Marcus Davenport brought him down, the UTSA product. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Stidham's throw complete to Hollins. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42.
The Raiders at 500 and 3-3 through the season's first 6 weeks. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now they'll throw it with Stidham. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Trying to run forward with Jacobs. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up, because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
They go with Jacobs. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Saints will have the football back.
Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10
at their own 21. They go with Washington to begin. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet.
Wow, that ball is knocked free. But a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On 2nd and 9, Winston. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 3rd down, here's Washington.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. First down now, but that clock rolling. Throwing, Winston. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A very soft. I believe they buzzed down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Winston. And he's got the hook up to Landry. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. From the 27, Winston. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes. That's going to be a first down. Well done. 23 yards on the play. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. To the air again with Winston. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them up the scoreboard here.
On 2nd and goal, Winston. He's got it. And he is out of bounds here. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. Here's Winston. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taysom Hill, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Lutz with the extra point. And it's now 21-17. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Amir Abdullah going to take it out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done something.
He's got a man, complete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now Stidham on 1st down. That's caught by Waller out left side. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Here's Stidham. Touchdown Raiders! Hunter Renfrow, as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded right around the 8. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Final play of the half here, Winston. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, good work in that first half. More from you guys in a minute. But first, let's get to some scores right here on the day before Halloween. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit. And it's the Lions who hold on to the lead in that one. Jared Goff has a touchdown pass. From there, we head over to MetLife Stadium to check in on the Jets. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. Zach Wilson has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Tom Brady, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. On now to a check on the next-gen stats in the first half for the Raiders. And a big part of their success on the scoreboard is their success in the running game. Over 100 yards as a team in those first 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they didn't have quite the same kind of success running the football. But still, not bad for one half of play. With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
Yeah, Coach, certainly no shortage of action in those first 2 quarters. Definitely got to work on my touchdown calls, so we'll see how much voice I have left for the second half here. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. Fielded right around the 8. And he returns this to the 22. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. And Charles, they trail here, though not really the fault of this offense.
No, they certainly did their part in the first half. But when you're in a shootout like this, you definitely want your defense to play better, but you know that's out of your control. All you can do, keep putting points on the scoreboard and keep giving your defense opportunities to make stops.
Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Up the middle they go, Washington. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
That's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Winston. That one complete to Hill. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On the give, this is Washington. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds. 116 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Jones is in. Touchdown, New Orleans. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in after report like they're eligible. He's getting a good stance. And getting it across the goal line.
I guess the coach wanted to jump on a cheat
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a two-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Once again, it's Jacobs. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. That good for 19 and a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the football.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Backed uphill, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Stidham, 3rd down from the gun. Over the middle, it's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 37. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. On 1st and 10, it's Stidham. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down in a little game.
To throw is Stidham. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Carlson able to put this one through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Fielded right around the 8. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's come together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. They'll start the drive with Washington. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're a back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
On 2nd down, Washington. 128 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
On 1st and 10, Winston. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I'm sure that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
He's got him in, complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. It's a gain of 34. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. They'll throw again. Winston. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and it's going to be a 1st down. Well done. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. Washington now out of the gun. Able to spin free. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. It's 2nd and 7 from the 9. Right back to Washington. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Here's Winston. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for the Orleans. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. A very important extra point there at the good. They have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, wants to kick it off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's a handoff to Jenkins running left. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now it's Stidham. He's got a man open. It's Hunter Renfrow. And he is going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Stidham sets to throw on 1st. He's got a man complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 36 yards on the play.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Here's Stidham to throw. Renfro bringing it in over the middle. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
Jacobs fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. From the 2 now, second and goal. Jacobs again, trying to find a lane, but he finds nothing but defenders. Stop for no gain at the 2-yard line. On third and goal, Stidham. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Davante Adams. He has caught a touchdown number 78 time over Buddy George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Raiders answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth-quarter lead. And now the Raiders will face an important two-point conversion attempt here. Stidham going to look to throw for it. And this one's caught. And their fourth-quarter lead grows by a couple more. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the two-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on two-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a two-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. On first, here's Washington. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 148 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. Winston. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. Winston. Quickly, and that's caught by the 5'11" Landry. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 45-yard line. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. A first down throw for Winston. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15.
Like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Winston's throw caught by his receiver, Hill. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. Now Jones. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Second and goal from inside the 5. Winston now. Touchdown, Saints. Jarvis Landry from 4 yards out. And the Saints are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it's Jarvis Landry who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Marching back onto the field now, Davante Adams and company getting set to go. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. That's a jet sweep. This is Adams. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It goes as a loss of 6. And 3rd down. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be guys.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try to go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4. So a big one coming now for Daniel Carlson. This to almost certainly win the football game. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they've come in here and stolen one on the road.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
Hey, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Las Vegas, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens come to town.